Hey, what's up? This is David, or Actlikeagrandmaster, also known as Chessman. I'm here today to analyze some games. We're going to be looking at Coach Champs 2025. I didn't realize how many rounds there actually were. I didn't look. I didn't realize that not only are there about 7 rounds, but there's 4 groups. I analyzed Group 3, Round 1 yesterday, so now I'm going to analyze Group 1, Round 1. So, wow, okay, that happened September 18th, 2025, so we're a bit late, but should be good. Take a look. We got Nabellini as white against Southern Run. Nabellini is rated 863, and Southern Run is rated 795. And let's take a look. Okay, we got Knight F3, the ready opening. And then D5, D4, Knight F6, G3, Knight C6, all developing moves so far. Develop the bishop, so far so good. Castles, then push E6 to let the bishop out. Alright, that looks good so far. Good so far. So far so good. Good game. Bring the rook out. Castle queenside. Wow. That should be epic. First mistake. It's knight to B3. Guessing the knight should have gone to D2. Let me see. Yep, knight B to D2 is the best move. Just a small inaccuracy. Whoops. And the best move for black to do is to take the knight. That'd be a point advantage if he does, or she does. Does not. Instead attacks on the king side. Knight attacks the bishop. Pawn attacks the knight. Move the knight, attack the bishop. Takes the bishop. So far so good. Okay, I like it so far. Okay, trade a pair of pawns off the board. White's doing pretty well, a pawn advantage, but I mean, with these ratings, it hardly means anything. It's still a good game. Another mistake. Let's see. Oh no, black's winning. So what should white have done instead? B5. Wow, tough move to find. Sacrifice the pawn. The next move was knight takes f5. I probably would have played knight takes f5. Knight's on the side of the board, just trade it for the bishop. Let's see now. So, inaccuracy, but it's still pretty equal. It's only minus 0.48, minus 0.60. It's not much. Let's see what happens. Rook comes over on the semi-open file. E3, bishop, and F3. Wow, never play F3. That's Ben Feingold's rule. Take. First blunder. Oh, straight up queen blunder. Well, up to here, it was a really good game. Hopefully white sees it. Yep, white takes the queen. Now this is where I like the game, because now I would just probably either bring the knight back or trade it for that knight and just put my rooks on the open files, on the semi-open files. Bring my queen either here or here and just milk the position. Try to gain a clock advantage and gradually improve and wait for my opponent to either blunder or lose on time. Because I don't see any direct tactics. I mean, just put your rooks on the open file. Maybe target this pawn. And then, I don't know. You're up a queen, so let's see. Knight took. Oh, right, knight takes you. And rook. Alright. Moves, leaves doesn't defend the pawn. Let's see. Attack the rook. Moves away. Defends the knight. Double up on the open file. Knight. Yeah, I don't really see anything that black can do. I mean, I don't know. Bring the rook here to try to gang up on this pawn, or bring this rook over here and send the pawn down, even though this rook guards the square. I don't know, there's not much black can do. Just try to keep pieces on the board and try to win on time. That's really the only strategy I can see. Oh, and white won on time. Nice. That was a great game by white. It was a pretty good game by black too, except for the queen blunder. But pretty good game. Let's see what the next game brings us. Alright, this game was played by J Dizzy as white with a rating of 865 against Heart 10K with a rating of playing black with a rating of 757. Their accuracies were much lower than the last game, but pretty equal. So, looks like an equal game. Let's take a look. Okay, so d4, d5. We're going for the London system. Knight comes up. Normal e3 move. Bishop comes out. Bishop goes out. Alright. Black decides to drop back. Develop the knight. Get the bishop involved. Castles. Bishop out. Bring the bishop back. Yeah, that's normal stuff. Castles. c4. Explosive. That looks good to me. Defend the pawn. Knight comes up. So far just developing moves and it all looks reasonable. Rook comes into play, that's nice. Opposite of the queen. That's the first mistake. But I mean, what were you supposed to do? Let's see. Because that looks like a natural move to me. Why is that a mistake? Bishop takes g6 is the move that gives you a 1.71 advantage. That's amazing. That must be just positional. I don't understand. I don't understand why it's such a big, like, what should have black done instead? Black should have either bishop takes d3 or bishop takes g3. Huh. Wow. Alright. Let's see, so that was the first mistake. That was so that was the missed opportunity, because bishop should have taken this bishop. Bishop takes, and apparently that was a mistake. Let's see. Okay, black should have gone bishop takes g3. Let's see. bishop back, but still pretty even game. Nothing too bad. We're very reasonable considering their ratings. Knight jumps in the center. Okay, I think you're supposed to take with the knight. Let's see. Yeah, knight takes e5. Yep. That was the move. But takes with the bishop. Brings it even again. Bishop takes, then knight takes. Okay, better late than never. And pawn takes, and black's just up a pawn, I think. 4, 7, 4, 8. Yep. So good for black. Alright. It seems like an okay move, but that drops the knight. So basically, white lost a pawn and then just tilted and lost the knight. There we go. I really like black's position. Now, if it was me, the same procedure. I'd end up bringing the queen back, maybe even further here, maybe trade these two pawns so I can get the rooks on the open file, and just try to get a time advantage and just either win on time or, because you're winning, so you might as well get a time advantage and just win on the clock. That's what I would do. And wait for my opponent to blunder again or just lose on time. Let's see, gradually improve. Queen goes back. Rook. But white's still doing okay. You know, he's developing the rooks. So is black. So the queen comes up. Pawn takes, queen takes. Bringing the rooks on the open file. That looks good to me. Yeah, that's stopping the pawn push. Well, could still be done, I think, because there's a pawn and a queen guarding that square. Attacks the rook. Rook goes up. That's good for black, because black's up a knight. And black has the attack. So this is, black's definitely in the driver's seat here. Move 26. At this point, black is totally dominant. He's not only up a knight, but he's the one on the attack. White has to defend. Huh. Yeah, that looked like a missed opportunity, because you could just, I mean, what's the best move? The best move is just queen d4 check, and then I'm guessing you're going to win this rook. Or queen blocks, take the queen, and then rook take. But you could at very least, if you didn't see that, take this rook, queen takes, and then win the pawn. Of course you might, well, yeah, that looks good also. But missed it. Well, white only has a minute, so black's doing a great job. I like black's game because he's up on the clock. It's too bad he missed this opportunity, but that's okay. You're up material, you're up on the clock. That's the way you should pressure with the clock. That's, to me, a guaranteed win. Alright, so they trade the rooks. King goes up. Now this is tough because what do you do here? I think the amateur would do what he's doing, play checks. But me, I would just be like, look, I'm winning. Just get my pieces back in the center. When the king moves, maybe bring my queen to d6. Maybe bring my knight here or here. Try to find a good square for the knight, and then just push these pawns. You got a 3-2 majority, so just try to create a pass pawn, and then try to promote to a queen, and then at some point your opponent's either going to run out on time or resign, or have to trade down, or you'll just be up another queen. That's a good game plan to me. But let's see if black can finish this. Okay. Yeah, he's just trying to checkmate with the queen and knight. I think that's the totally wrong way to go about this game. And he drops a pawn, drops another pawn. Uh-oh. It looks like checkmate, except the knight's not guarded. This is bad. Now white's winning, because the queen's out of play. White can give checks or take this pawn maybe. Well, and you got some passers. Man, that sucks. Black was doing amazing. And Black's not even in time pressure. Black has 4 minutes and 40 seconds. What happened? That's crazy. There was no reason for Black to blunder. Okay, okay, queen takes c5. Yeah, this pawn just has been hanging for a while. Now it's draw. Oh, should have kept checking. Looks like that was a forced draw. Well, Black could have saved the game. Just grab this pawn with check, and then this one too maybe. Or come back and defend this pawn again. The A pawn. White has two queens, and let's see. Still takes technique to finish this. With a queen on, with Black still having his queen on the board, it's still a little tricky. And that's checkmate. Or actually Black lost on time. Yeah, it's not checkmate. It's, 'cause you can go here, but then it would be checkmate. So Black lost on time, which is amazing because White was down on time for like 5 minutes. Like Black had almost 5 minutes to White's 14 seconds. Wow, that was a nail biter. That was a crazy game. Wow. Let's look at the third. Okay, it looks like Thanos won this game, but it looks like the game wasn't played because there's still the full 10 minutes and 2 seconds on the clocks, and no moves are made. So it must be that Wild Horse didn't play this game for some reason, and then Thanos won by default. All right, that's a pity. Good job, Thanos. Let's look at the last game. I guess I'm always worried these videos might be too long anyway, so I guess that'll help shorten it. Let's see, let's look at this game. Hopefully we got some moves, and we do. Let's see, this one, it's Moons's, as with the white pieces, with a rating of 643, versus Jake's Actually, with the black pieces, with a rating of 606, so pretty close rating. According to the accuracy, it looks White did pretty dang well, and Black did not. Let's see how it went down. Okay, White plays d4, d5. This is a Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit accepted. White plays e4. I always play e3 here, because if Black defends the pawn, you can get it. You can do this, and then if defends, let's see, and I think you just go Queen f3, and then you have to block with the bishop, and you lose the bishop. And if you defend with this one, and you take, and again the queen comes out. So since you can't really defend it, you end up, the best move for Black to do is like knight f6, and then I believe you just you either bring your knight out or you take the pawn back right off. Oops. But he plays e4, which is probably still good because it controls the center. Knight comes out. Well, yeah, I mean the best move is to develop the knight, but d5 looks pretty good too. But let's see. Oh, good, he brings the knight out. e6, try to develop the bishop. Recaptures the pawn, brings the bishop out, defends with the knight. Let's see, this pawn move was a mistake, a big mistake. Let's see. And the reason is because, well, you can play d5, that's the best move. The next best move is queen b3. So I guess it just gives, I don't know. Let's see, what should, knight g to e7 was what black should have played. Or knight f6. Those are the two best moves. Interesting. Alright. And white plays the best move. Alright. I see that's a, it looks like a blunder because queen a4 looks pretty strong. Queen comes here, that's the best move. I'm surprised the computer or whatever didn't mark this as a mistake or a blunder, because yeah, according to the computer, you're up 5 points if you play queen a4. Looks like you're going to win the knight or the bishop. Okay, it's missed opportunity. White does not see it, but takes the pawn, which just happens to guard this bishop. I think white got a little lucky there. But what happens if black chases the knight away? Then this bishop's no longer guarded. Let's see. Does not play that. Was the best move. Okay, the best move for black was still knight takes c4, even though it's defended. Okay. See, the queen a4 check is still on the board. Let's see if, no, white does not see it. This was a big blunder. Let's again because of queen a4. Let's see if white finds it. White does not. Takes the bishop instead. I think computer wanted, yeah, knight takes c4 or knight takes g4 are the two moves, or castles. Well, he castled, so that was the third best move. All right, so white is up 5 points, over 5.5 actually. But material-wise, it's queens, rooks. So white's up a piece. White's up a bishop, a light square bishop. But it's undefended. So let's see. Bishop. Okay, it's just, no, this is undefended. So I don't know. Take. And now you got to be careful because there's a mate threat. Let's see. Oh, there goes. There's mate. Let's see if white finds it. Yep. And that's that. Overall, that was a pretty good game by white, because the only thing he kept missing was the queen a4 move. That's the only thing couldn't find. He had like three or four opportunities to find it and didn't see it. But besides that, it was a good game. Honestly, it's not my type of game. I like it when you have an advantage and you gradually improve that advantage and make your opponent go down on the clock. I really enjoy those games. This game, it ended with a quick mate. So that's not my type of win. That's not the kind of win I like. It's nice. A win's a win, but it's like I really enjoy the process of converting an advantage. But that was good. That was 3 out of the 4 games. Well, 4 games because we did look at the one that they didn't actually play. But all right, that's it for this video. Probably gonna. I don't know. I don't know if I'll be able to cover all the rounds. There's a lot more rounds than I thought. There's 4 groups and 7 rounds, so there's 28 total rounds to cover. I've covered 2 of them so far. But it's fun, so I'll probably continue to doing it for a while. If you have any suggestions of what I should analyze next, just leave it down in the comments. And have a good one.